Good morning, traders. Richard here doing quick Ichimoku cloud chart market review of the Xetra Dax Index. We'll kick off with the monthly Ichimoku cloud just to see where the key support levels are. The index started selling off after becoming very extended from the top end of the cloud. You can see the distance between the actual price action and the cloud. It became very extended, and every time it's very extended, we have a glorious pullback in the index. Front end of the cloud, 12,264 is a major support zone. It will be interesting to see if we're going to get a rebound from that zone. It coincides well with this top end cloud chart support zone, as well as this very close to these bottom cloud chart support levels. There's another one there, these cloud chart levels there. So roughly about 12,000, between 12,000 and 12,264 is a major support zone in the Xetra Dax on the Ichimoku monthly. Resistance zone would be the front end of the cloud, would be this zone there. 13,000 or 14,000 roughly is a resistance zone on the monthly now. These front end cloud chart support levels failed when it was tested there, and now we in between this trading range between 12,000 and 14,000 is now on the Ichimoku monthly Ichimoku chart. Let's go and take a look at the weekly Ichimoku. We can see here the market generated a sell signal up here about 15,600, then tanked through the top end of the cloud, then sliced through the bottom end, did manage to rebound from these old support levels of back in September 2020, managed to get back up the cloud only to run into resistance as this front end cloud 14,340. You can see there that as well with the standard line of the Ichimoku cloud became a resistance zone, as well as the bottom end of the cloud. And then ever since the DAX were trading below the cloud level, that's ultimately bearish long term. So we are, any kind of trades done now are swing trades from these short trades or swing trades from key support zones back up to the bottom end of the cloud. But from a long-term perspective, long-term big picture perspective, the Xetra Dax is now in a bearish outlook on the weekly Ichimoku, with these cloud chart zones 12,500, 12,017 and 12,264 as potential retracement or rebound zones. Now let's take a look at the daily Ichimoku cloud. Now the index ran into trouble back here in December when it tried to break past the old high there, didn't manage that, failed, the breakout failed. Index then also failed to find support at the top end of the cloud here, and that also generated a cloud chart sell signal, a strong sell signal above the cloud. And then the bearish rally started as soon as the DAX sliced through the bottom end of the cloud. They tried to regain that support level there, but the top end of the cloud, you can see that zone there remained a major resistance zone. You can see that line there, roughly 15,600, 15,700. It's a major resistance zone. The index then managed to rebound from this 12,525. Now where that zone level comes from, we can see this whole cluster of cloud chart support levels here. These lines here, all cloud chart support levels, can become relevant in a correction as these support levels held on the way up. Now they might be areas for potential rebound. Then the DAX rallied back up to the bottom end of the cloud resistance. Ran into trouble there, only for resistance to hold, sliced back, tried to get back above the cloud, briefly there back above the cloud, and then back below the cloud, bearish once again, with a little dip back above the cloud here in May, and then the bear market rally started as soon as the DAX sliced through this bottom end cloud chart support level. It did not find support at the bottom end of the cloud, and then the DAX continued lower. Price action below the cloud is bearish. Price action above the cloud is bullish. Now the potential is, if we get a relief rally from this cluster of support zones back up to the bottom end of the cloud, that standard line there is the first level of resistance there. And then this bottom end of the cloud is another major resistance zone. For the DAX to be in a bullish outlook, we need to be back above the top end of the cloud. So there's a swing trade bear market rally or a bull market rally in an overall bear market, since price action is below the cloud, both on the daily and the weekly. So if we now take a look at the 4-hour Ichimoku cloud, Gives a little bit more intraday. You can see there was a beautiful sell signal right up here at 14,500 on the 4 hour. Made a beautiful short. Sliced through the bottom end of the cloud. That was another area to add to the short position since support failed at that zone. It did briefly try to rebound from this cloud chart level there, but it gapped below it, and then just the taps opened up, and then the DAX was in free fall on the 4 hour chart. You can see how the standard line of the cloud here is a resistance zone and has not yet tried to test the bottom end of the cloud resistance levels there. But for a bull market to be in place on the Xetra Dax on the 4 hour, we really need to be back above the top end of the cloud here. You can see this cloud thickness indicate that there's a lot of resistance to get through now on the 4 hour. And if we just move us back to see where the actual support levels come from, you can see these lows here of March 2020. So these 12,264 and 12,017 come off the monthly Ichimoku. So those are quite significant support zones. So it will be interesting to see if we get a sell-off back down to those areas and then get a rebound from that front cloud support level on the Ichimoku monthly. Now turning to the hourly Ichimoku cloud, give it a little bit more intraday, high frequency intraday. Now the initial short sell signal was right up here at 14,500 roughly, and then another secondary sell signal as it sliced through the cloud. You can see it had a fantastic short selling rally there. It did try to break through the top end of the cloud here. Briefly it was above the cloud and the outlook changed from bearish to bullish, and then it dipped back below and got another sell signal there. We're now very close to the bottom end of the front end of the cloud here. Interesting to see if we're going to get a breakout past that zone. There's significant levels for the DAX to break past here. This level there now is a major resistance zone as well now, 13,000 basically. So if it's going to get through this bottom end cloud chart resistance, the next level to watch out for is 13,000. But ideally for our outlook to change from bearish to bullish, the index really needs to trade back above this top end cloud chart resistance zone strongly. So we still have a couple of swing trades and shorts and longs as we go through this this bear market rally, and we really need to see a bit more of a rebound from major critical support zones in this 12,264 and 12,017. These are major monthly Ichimoku clouds, so maybe we'll get a major reversal in and around those levels on the DAX. Until next time, happy cloud chart trading. Bye for now.